Yeah, hello everyone. My name is Virendranath. So I'm a micro panelist in Starof. So today I will be going on lecturing on. I'll be going on lecturing on the topic called design patterns. So in my last session, also I went with the design pattern. So there I went for like introduction to design pattern, and then I slowly went on with one of the design patterns where we talked about where we talked about where we talked about the concept of creational design pattern. So creational design pattern, and then slowly we went on with the singleton design pattern. So in today's session I would like to take up the factory pattern. So I'd like to take up the factory pattern. So in today's factory pattern, so as I've told you, I have went with the singleton design pattern in the last session. So basically, singleton design pattern was all about creating the instance of a class, and whenever we have, so whenever we have, so whenever we have the singleton design pattern, so we discuss the various ways to create an instance of a class such that there cannot be existing any other instance of the same class. So basically, whenever I'm talking about singleton pattern, it is all about creating the single instance, and the another instance, if there is, so it will use the same class. Will use the same class. So that was all about the singleton pattern. So factory pattern is a little bit different. So whenever we talk about the factory pattern, so we are going to create instances for our classes. Okay, so instances for our classes. So basically, whenever I'm talking about the factory pattern, it is a place to create some different products which are somehow similar in features. Okay, so similar in the sense. Now, as you can see, the name factory. So factory means what? So factory means it is going to create some of the patterns. So it is going to create some of the patterns. So whenever we are talking about, factory means patterns talking about different products. Okay, but with similar features. Okay, different products with similar features. For example, if you take up any computer-based factory, so what it will be doing, so it will be creating all computer related things, but they are going to put into different categories. So that is what generally is the factory pattern. So that is what generally is the factory pattern. So whenever we are talking about the factory pattern here, so factory pattern is going to deal with, okay, so factory pattern is going to deal with the different categories. Okay, so at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is factory pattern is used to create the instances of different classes of the same type. Okay, so instances of the different classes of the same type. So that is the main intention behind our Java factory pattern. Okay, so that is what is the point here. So basically, whenever I'm talking about the factory pattern, so what I'm talking about, so I'm talking about creating different classes of the same type, okay. Okay, so now let us understand it in depth. So when we have to go for the factory pattern, okay, so you might be asking like we already have so many other creational patterns, why we need to go for the factory pattern. Okay, so factory pattern is really important because it is going to introduce loose coupling between the classes. So loose coupling between the classes in the sense it is going to integrate the classes which are most important in the whole development of the program. Okay, so what is the main principle that has to be considered here is, so designing the application. So when designing the application, he has to consider the loop coupling between the classes. Okay, so loose coupling, basically loose coupling, the meaning of the loose coupling is by making the integration of the classes. Okay, so this not only will be making our architecture more flexible but more fragile. So that is what the point is here. Okay, sorry. Yeah, so the point behind this is going to be, okay, let me just go on with it. Yeah. So whenever we are talking about, our factory pattern, so see here, just a model I have went on with. So here, what I'm taking is, I'm taking up. So just now I said you in the previous slide. So we are going to build a factory pattern. So what this factory pattern is all about? This factory pattern is all about. So this factory pattern is all about creating the instances. So creating the instances of same kind of same features. So now, for example, here you can see. So we are going to create three types of cars here: luxury car, small car, and sedan car. So at the end of the day, they are cars. So they are cars, but there are different types of cars. So there are different types of cars. So each car will have the model. Okay, each car will have the model. So what we are going to create? We are going to create a car factory. So what is that car factory? So car factory is going to give you a particular method called build car. So and we have a car type. So what is that car type going to do you? So car type is going to give you so enumerations like small, sedan, and luxury. So and we are going to build a class. So these are all classes basically. So one class, second class, third class, fourth class. So basically, luxury car, small car, and sedan car are extended to car. So car type, so car is extended to car type. Okay, so and car factory is, car is totally dependent on the car factory. So this is how we are going to look at the things. Okay, so what is that particular figure is telling us? Okay, let us understand it in depth. So whenever you are looking at this factory pattern, so what it is showing you, it is showing you a scenario where a car factory is able to build three types of cars. Okay, so what are the three types of cars? Luxury car, small car, and the sedan car. So what it is going to do? It is going to build three types of cars. So what are the three types of cars here? The three types of cars are small car, sedan car, and the luxury car. So building car. So whenever I want to build a car, generally, if you think of building a car, it requires many steps. What it requires? It requires many steps from allocating the accessories. Okay, so allocating the accessories in the sense all the inputs. So all the inputs required for making a car. So all the inputs required for making a car, and to the final makeup. So final makeup in the sense. So we generally say on road. Okay, so to get it on road, so from collecting the minimum inputs and to take the car onto the road, so it requires so many steps. Okay, so these steps can be written in programming as the methods. As we know, whenever we try to write a class, so what is class all about? Class is all about creating the data and the method. So class is all about creating the data and the method. So whenever I'm talking about creating data, so data is nothing but which will hold the data values. Okay, so which will hold the data values. Methods means all about holding the functionality on the data. Okay, so you might be aware of those things, but I want to make it clear. Okay, so this is how we are going to understand this. And then and then if you are going to create, so in our application, so what we are going to do, so we are going to build these cars. Okay, fine. So now, in order to understand the programs, so what are the programs that I'm going to take up here are, so as you have seen in the previous slide, so whenever you are going to build a design pattern, so I'm going to work on these types. Okay, so work on these classes. I'm going to work on these classes right now. So how I'm going to work on these classes? Okay, so like I'm taking a real-time example so that we can be more clear of what are we going to do. Okay, so here, first thing that we are going to understand is the object types. So car type will hold the types of cars. Okay, so what is that first one we are doing? So first one we are going for So what is the first one we are going for? So we are going for the car type. So what will it hold? It will hold all the type of car and will provide car types to all other classes. Okay, so what are we trying to do here? So we are going to go for a car type. So what it is going to do is it is going to so literally it is a Java file. Basically speaking, it is a Java file. So what is the Java file going to do? It is going to hold the types of cars. It is going to hold the types of cars. So remember, car type is a Java class. It will hold the types of cars. Okay, it will hold the types of cars. So try to understand each one clearly so that you can just relate to the things that we are going to see, because we are going to play around with 6 to 7 classes here. Okay, so that is why each class have to be remembered so that we can understand each and everything in a clear manner. So car type will hold the types of car, okay, and will provide the car types to other classes also. Okay, so right, so now what we are going to look at here, we are going to look at the car type. So of course, so it is under a package. It is under a package design patterns.creational.factory. So now, so what I told you, car type is a Java class which is holding the types of cars. So basically, so there are these are the enumerations. So these are the enumerations where you have small, sedan, and luxury. So these are the three types of cars the the car type is holding. Okay. So now the implementations of the object. So once again, I'm telling you. So what is this car type holding? Car type will hold the types of the cars, that is small, sedan, and luxury, and will provide the car types to all the other specific classes. So now we are going to look at the object implementation. So what are the object implementations of car? Is a parent class of all car instances. So who is car here? Car is a parent class. So car is a parent class. I think you are aware of parent-child relationship, right? So now whenever I am talking about parent class and child class, I am directly relating to the concept of inheritance. So concept of inheritance. So parent class, child class. So here car is the parent class for all the car instances. All the car instances. Just now I told you in the figure description also. Okay, so what I'm trying to say here, car is a parent class of all car instances, and what it will contain? It will contain common logic applicable in car making of all types. Car making of all types. So what it contains? It contains the common logic. So it contains the common logic which is followed by the small cars, which is followed by the luxury cars, which is followed by the sedan cars, which is followed by the sedan cars. So that is the main point over here. Okay, so now so now if you look at it, so car.java, again it is in the same package, always remember that. So now what we are saying, public abstract class car. So public abstract class car. So if you remember, abstract class. So what is an abstract class? Abstract class is a class which is going to have the methods with implementations and the methods without implementations. Without implementation means they are to be implemented by the check. Okay, just I'm giving you the idea of what we are going to have. So public abstract class car. So then you will have a constructor that will contain the car type. So what is the car type here? So that is why I told you. So you have to remember the previous classes also. So car type. What is the car type? Car type is the enum type class, which is holding the three enumerations. What are the three enumerations? Small, sedan, and luxury. So those are the three enumerations that we have. Okay. So then this dot model is equal to model. So this is nothing but a keyword which will be used for accessing the instance member of the class. Okay, so arrange parts is a arrange parts is a method, so which is going to be used. Okay, so now, so arrange parts is a method which is going to be used whenever we are implementing. Okay, so I'm not showing you any kind of implementation or anything. So just whatever the code that you want here, arranging the parts, so you can use it. And where that is being called, so that is being called whenever we initialize car class. Whenever we initialize the car class, so what will be called up? So we will be calling up, the car types, and this arrange parts will get executed. So that is the point here. Okay, so then you have protected abstract void construct. So what it will do? So it will help you out in working with. Okay, so let me drag it to the top. Okay. So now what we are going to see here, so we are going to see here the abstract void construct. So what exactly I'm talking about here? I'm talking about the car type model. So whenever this get model, get model, set model are being used, so they will be doing the property. So it will return the model. It will return the model of that car type, and it will set the type of the model. So set the type of the model. So these are the ways that which are going to be used by us. Okay, so now here the implementation starts. Okay, so now luxury car is the concrete implementation. So it is a concrete implementation of the car type luxury. So it is a concrete implementation of the car type luxury. Okay, so as I told you, luxury car, you have the small car, and you have the sedan car. So these are the three things that you have basically. Okay, so now luxury car dot Java. So what this class is giving us? So this class, again, it is a part of the design patterns occupational factory, and then you are extending what type? You are extending the car. So if you remember car, so what was the car class? So car class was the abstract class. So just in the previous slide only we went with it. Okay, so it is what? It is the abstract class, so that we had. So now this is the constructor. So constructor, so inside the constructor, what you are taking? Super car type dot luxury. So super car type dot luxury, in the sense, so you are going to uh, 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 do so super call. Okay, so you are going to make a super of, so super of car type dot luxury means that this car type of luxury will be connecting to the car class. So okay, so let me take you to the previous car example, so that car class, so that you can easily understand what I am trying to say. So car, so what it is implementing? It is implementing car. So and super dot, okay, super, so what we were saying, super car dot the model of the car. So super car dot the model of the car. So here what you observe? So here you observe that, so super car type luxury. So and then you are saying construct. So after that you are going to override the construct method. So you're going to override the construct method. So basically these are the codes as I have okay, so these are the codes basically. Okay, so what we have done here, so we have went through the adding of the accessories. So this is luxury car. So this is the implementation of the luxury car. So same thing happens with the small car also. Same thing. Okay, once you design one car, so it will be easy for you to get with the other cars. So other cars, so small car dot Java. So small car dot Java. So what you are doing here? So you are going to use them. So you are going to use them. Okay, so you are going to use them, and you are going to build the, okay, sedan car, same type of implementation. So a little bit go slow I will go. So what will happen? It will extend car as usual. So it will extend car as usual, like previous case. and sedan car. So car type sedan construct. So we are going for overriding it, and then this is how we are going to build the three cars. So if I go summarize the things, so car is the parent class. So what I told you in the beginning, luxury car, and I told you small car, and I told you sedan car. Okay, so these are the three cars. So these are the three cars. So which which we are overriding. So which we are overriding. I mean, which we are inheriting. Which we are inheriting and overriding those parent class methods. Overriding those parent class methods. So this is what we have done up to now. Okay, so let us just go through what we have done. So first we have created the enum class. So under enum class, we had three enumerations. So small, luxury, and sedan enumerations. Then we created an abstract class car. So in which we had get method, set method, the constructor, and then we had we had the small car. So we have the luxury. See what is the factory pattern? Factory pattern is nothing but creating similar features. So creating similar features. So here similar features means car is the common point here. Car is the common point, but they are different styles of cars. So they are different styles of cars. So that is the point. Okay. So that is a point here. So slowly we will move on. So to create the object. So now it's time to create the objects of the given thing. So car factory.java is our main class implementation using the factory pattern. So what we are going to do now, so we are going to have car factory. So what we are going to say, static car, build car. So this is now the business end behind building the car. So car is equal to none, switch model. If the car model is small, so what we are going to do, we are going to initialize the small car. So when we initialize the small car, what happens? So small car initialization will take place, and that will definitely go and take up the parent car. Okay, so then you have the sedan then you have the sedan car instantiation. So then you have the luxury car instantiation. Okay, so then you have default. So default in the sense, so if it is not matching anything, so then the default case. Okay, so return the car. So car means, so whatever the instance is there, so that instance must be returned. So what this class is really made up of, this class is made up of three options. So what are the options? So whenever whenever we have the build car, so suppose I will now show you the main class. So from the main class, so we will have a call to the build car. So we'll have a call to the build car. So when the build car is small, so small car is big. So means it all depends on what you select. So what you select. If you are selecting the small car will be created. So literally small car in the sense. So it will be calling the small car dot Java class. Okay. So Java class means it is going to call that particular class. Okay. It all depends on the call basically. Okay. So now whenever I'm talking about car factory and all, so what it is going to do, it is going to have a build car. So build car. So case small, case sedan, case luxury. Okay, so this one. Okay, so now so this is the main class. Okay, so from here the call will be made up. Okay, so call will be made up. So here if you observe, so what we are saying, car factory dot build car type small means whenever this call is made, see what is happening here, car factory dot build car. Okay, car factory dot build car. So what is happening here, car factory. So how the call is being made, car factory dot build car. So why it is directly called, because it is static. Okay, and it is going to return the car type. It is going to return the car type. So build a car, and what you are saying? You are saying build car type is small. So what is selected here? Small is selected. When is small, so what is called small car is called. Small car is called in the sense. So what we are going to have? Small car is called in the sense. Small car is called in the sense. So you are going to make a call to this particular class. So this particular class. So this is called literally. So this is called. So this is called, and what is the where is the call being made? Call is being made to the super class. So super class, who is the super class? Super class is nothing but the super class is nothing but which class? Super class is nothing but our car class. Car class. So here the things are coming, and then arrange parts and everything will be called up automatically. So this is the way that the flow is going on. So that the flow is going on. So whenever we say the flow is going on, so what we are trying to say here at the end of the day, we are trying to say that, okay, so we are trying to say that, so depending on the instantiation or depending on the call by the client, so whatever call is made, so that call is, I mean, that car is being called up right now. Okay, so when you run this program, so generally what happens? So when you run this program, you are going to, so you are going to get this particular answer. Okay, so means like, so we don't have any kind of code inside the thing. So that is why we are going to get the instances only. So it is able to return any type of car instance. So because we said return car, right? So return car. So when we say return car, it is going to return the instances only. Okay. So we are not calling any particular uh, uh, arrange parts and all. So we don't have any particular code on that. So that is why we are going to look into this. Okay. So then what are the benefits that are going to be shown on the factory pattern? So the benefits are, okay, so we are creating the object without any significant duplication of the code. So we are not duplicating the code. We are not going for any extra curricular things or anything. The creation of the object requires access to the information or resources that should not be contained with the composing class. So basically, whenever I'm talking about creating the objects, okay, so it requires access to the information. So basically, so now I'm making small. So I'm making a small call. So small call requires the access to the information where we are making on the build car. So then it is going on to the car. So in this way, you are going to deal with all the things. Okay. So then if we, then so there are some more things that are to be correct. I mean, that are to be rationalized when we talk about the factory pattern. So that rationalizations and everything are being able to take up by the abstract family pattern. So by the abstract factory pattern, abstract factory pattern. So basically, what is this abstract factory pattern? Abstract factory pattern is another creation. So remember that we are talking about the creational patterns. Okay, so creational patterns. So creational patterns, under the creational patterns, in the last week we talked about singleton. So today we are talking about I mean, we talked about the factory pattern, and we are now talking about the abstract factory pattern. So next week we will be taking up structural patterns, and in that the other things we will be discussing. So today we will be going for the abstract factory pattern also. What is this abstract factory pattern? As I've told you, it is also a creational design pattern. Okay, it is a abstraction layer over factory pattern. So factory pattern is still exposing some of the things out, but still we can hide that kind of information. So because why I'm talking about hiding and all everything, because so whenever you are saying a design pattern, so design pattern, you are talking over the object oriented programming. So you're talking it over the object oriented program. Over the object oriented programming means See, object-oriented programming is giving us later the features like reusability, and features like hiding and all. So, but over that we are using design pattern means, so there should be some other level, some extra level of abstraction that is achieved. Okay, so factory pattern is giving you a single level of abstraction, of course, but that's still not enough because it may expose our code to some of the high level things. So that is where your next level of design pattern, that is abstraction design pattern, is coming into the picture. So it's coming into the picture. Okay, so that is why we are considering this as another layer of abstraction over okay, so over the factory pattern. So this is what I was trying to say. In factory design pattern, how we can abstract the car making process for various car model types. Additional logic included in the car making process, we what will make? We will make it global. We'll make it global. Global in the sense what? Global in the sense, so we'll like making it to support global operations. Okay, we'll require to enhance. So basically global operations in the sense I'm trying to make it international. Literally, I'm trying to make it international. Means, so the same car, for example, small car is there here. So that small car in India, if I'm riding it, so I will have a right hand side drive. Okay, so RHS drive. But if you take it to the US or any other country where you have LHS, that is left hand side drive. Okay, so means there might be some structural differences to be made. So that is what we are talking about. So we are talking about making it use the abstract factory pattern. Okay, so abstract factory pattern. So whenever I'm talking about abstract factory pattern, so what we are trying to deal with here, so we are trying to deal with, the making of the car in US, Asia, and other default countries. Okay, so whenever we are talking about, making it in other countries like USA car factory, Asia. So means what we are doing. So we are making that car factory into so three different things. So user car factory, Asia car factory, and default car factory. Okay, so US. So US means again LHS. So Asia means again RHS. So default means so maybe you are looking into another option. Okay, so maybe not the middle, of course. Okay, so that is how we are going to deal with it. Okay, so what are the extra things that we are going to get it over here over the factory design pattern? So if you just go back like 20 minutes or so, so what we have seen over there, we have seen car. So we have seen that luxury car, small car, sedan car, taking the properties of the car, and we have enums of three cars. That is fine. So now we are additionally looking at 1, 2, and 3 classes. So what we are additionally looking at? We are additionally looking at 3 classes. So what are these 3 classes? These 3 classes, and of course one more class here. So location class. So what are these 4 classes telling us? These 4 classes are telling us, so we are going to make our we are going to make our properties global. We are going to make our properties global. So with the help of the class, so we are going to make our properties global with the help of the class. Okay, so now if you look at here, so what we are going to do, so we are going to have, okay, I think this is not the right one. Okay, so now, yeah, so this one is the right one. So now what we are going to do, so we are going to, okay, I think, okay. So we are going to have the luxury car, same thing. So if you observe here, so luxury car, extending the car. Okay, so you are going to have the same super call over it. Okay, so now if at all you try to go for it, so what we are saying here, so all car types will have additional location property. Okay, so location property in the sense, so we will have the location added. So we'll have the location added. So we'll have the location. So luxury car in USA location, luxury car in the Asia location. So that is where you are looking at an extra variable. Okay. So here also if you observe, so here we are saying Asia car factory dot Java. So now previously only one car factory you had. Now you are saying Asia car factory. You are saying Asia car factory. So how you are calling the Asia car factory here? So Asia car factory. So in that you have a build car. So what is that build car doing here? So build car. So build car. So what is that build car saying? Build car is saying. So build car is saying. So we have to switch again small sedan or luxury. So in that what you are having location Asia. Okay. So location Asia and location Asia. So where this location is included again, location is included again here. So in the luxury car, so we are including location. Okay, so we're including location, small car location dot Asia, luxury car location dot area. So all those cars will be created in this way. Okay, so now for example, here it is luxury car. So next car will be small car. Next car will be sedan car. All of them will be the same. Okay, so it is like reusability as a product. Okay, so now what we are doing here, we are making a call to the new small car. We are making a call to the new small car, and we are saying location dot Asia. So we are saying location dot Asia, and here also location dot Asia. So, and the same thing for default car factory, and the same thing for USA car factory. So you can see all the three classes: Asia car factory, so location Asia, so default car factory, location default. Okay, so what we are doing here, USA car factory, location USA. So like this, so we are having three different locations. So we are having three different locations. So now if you observe over here, if you observe over here, so our car factory now, so we are preventing instantiation of the car factory, fine. Okay, so to prevent, just you make it private. That's it. Nothing else you have to do. So to prevent, so somebody saying car factory is equal to new car factory, you can prevent it by making it private. So that's the only solution. Okay. So now here what I'm saying, location is equal to location dot Asia. Okay. So location dot Asia, that is a property. So location property. So switch off location. So location. So where I'll get the location from? So here I'll get the location from. If the location is Asia. So the location is Asia. So what we are going to talk about here? So we are going to take up the case Asia and Asia car factory dot build car type. Okay, so if it is USA build car type. If it is Asia, it is Asia build car type. If it is default, it is default car factory build car type. So what are these literally? So these are the implementations of the car factory. So these are the implementations of the car factory. So this is how we can go further. So we can go for the build car. So we can go for the build car. Again in the same way, so whenever you call this, okay, so whenever you call this, so what we are going to do, so we are going to go for the text factory pattern. So text factory pattern in the sense you are going to call up. Okay, so you are going to you are going to create a text factory pattern class. So in that you are going to call up the car factory build car type dot small. Okay, so where this call will go again, so if you go back, so where this call is going, build car type. So car type, so what you are taking, car type dot small, car type dot small. So what is car type here? Car type is our enum, you remember. So car type is our enum. So what we are saying, car type dot small, car type dot small. So car type dot small in the sense you are going to go for the small car. You're going to go for the small car. So small car enum, and then so small built-in model, small built-in Asia. So how we are going to get this? Okay, so we are going to get this. So you are going to get this with the implementation of the, so with the implementation of the implementation of the this. Okay, so now we can see this like model. So model built in Asia. So what we are going to get here? So model built in Asia. So what we are taking the support of? We are taking the support of the construct. So we are taking the support of the construct. Okay, so toString in the sense it will return whatever the value that you are giving here. Okay, so whatever the value that you are giving here, so that will be that you will be getting as the result. So small model sedan built in Asia. So model built in Asia. So model built in USA. Model built in, okay, so built in default. So this is how you can build the design pattern on the, so design pattern on the factory. So basically what we are doing at the end of the day, so we are going for the, so we are going for the uh, car pattern. So one is factory pattern and next is abstract factory pattern. So something similar, but whenever we are talking about the build pattern, whenever we are talking about the build pattern, so we builder design. So this is like a complementary pattern basically. So when I'm saying complementary pattern, so it is like something similar to, okay, so it is something similar to our this one, but this pattern is used when we want to use different immutable objects. Okay, it's going to use immutable objects. Okay, so this is the same country that we were using in the previous case. Okay, so we were using in the previous case. So now what we are going to do, so we are going to have, okay, we are going to have an abstract void construct. So what you can see here, string dot toString. So this is not any design pattern or anything. If you remember, this is an object class. Okay, object class method. So this is a object class method. So whenever I'm talking about object class method, so what it is basically doing, so whenever it is getting whenever something some kind of instantiation is made, automatically toString will be called. Automatically toString will be called. So that is why what you are getting as the result, you are getting as the result, so model, whatever the model that you are saying, for example small, so built in location, so location you are getting from there, so Asia and everything. Okay, so this is what the design, building pattern. So it is like a implementation of the abstract factory. Okay, so that is what I was trying to say. So what it is, if you go for this point, Java class is implementing abstract factory pattern for global car factory. So that is what is builder design pattern. So this is all about the creational. So the four important things, okay, or three important things and one complementary thing. So what is the first one? Singleton pattern and abstract factory pattern and the factory pattern. So these are the three that we discussed, and along with that builder design pattern. So these are the four important classes under the creational pattern. So as I've told you, next week I will be talking about the structural. Okay, so to make it the end, so let me go make a review of all the things that we discussed up to now, so to give you a clear picture of what was our discussion all about. So our discussion was all about the factory pattern. So what was the factory pattern? Factory pattern is like a design pattern which is used for creating the instances for our classes. Okay, so basically it is nothing but it is used to create different products which are similar in features, because all of them are cars only. So all of them are cars, but they are going to divide into different categories. So factory pattern is used to create instances of different classes of the same type. Okay, so when we have to use factory pattern, when we want loose coupling between the classes. So what was our main intention all in the factory pattern? Our intention was to create luxury cars, small car and sedan cars. Okay, so but they are to be of which type? Car type. So car should take the reference from the car factory. Okay, so it should be taking the three types of cars. What are they? Small car, sedan, and luxury. Okay, so that is what the point was. Okay, so then we went with the implementation of the car type.java. So what was it? It was like creation of the enum of car type, small, sedan, and luxury. And then we went with the implementation of car.java. So wherein we had the constructor car. Okay, so and then we had the get model, set model. Okay, we did not implement it completely, but still getting the idea from it is very, very important. Okay, so now again luxury car. Again, we went for the small car. Again, we went for the sedan car. So three different cars. Okay, so three different cars, and then we went for the object. I mean, factory to create the objects. So what is the object that we are creating? So build from build car. So where I will call this build car from the de facto main method. So from main method only the calls will be coming. Okay. So otherwise you don't get any call from any other method other than the main method, because it should initiate the call. So once it is initiating the call, it is initiating the call to build car. So build car means small. So new car means again you have to make a call to the small car. Okay. So this is how you are going to get the results of the. So you are going to get the result out of our factory pattern. And then there is another factory pattern which is also known as the abstract factory pattern. It is the basic. I mean, it is the so it is a, creational design pattern. So which is considered another layer of the factory pattern. Okay. So here is where you are going to build the global operations. For this example, global operations. So we are going to have luxury cars. So we have additionally added three more classes, so which are default Asia and US. Okay, and along with so basically what we are looking at here. So we are looking at three different things. Okay, so three different things. So three locations and